Ayo! Oh God, I'm loud. I'm a little loud. Okay, that should be better. Ayo! Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the records. Missed this. I feel a tad bit of withdrawal after a week. Me too. Although, honestly, we've been expending a lot of energy lately on other stuff, and so the other versions of me are kind of like, I'm too tired, I don't want to stream, but no, it's been too long. We had a week off, and I want to get back to it. So yes, hello, welcome back. And yes, Momocon was super duper fun, honestly. Pretty much only good things happened. It was nowhere near as stressful as last year that I went, because we kind of took all of the necessary precautions and learned from everything that went wrong last year and had a much more successful and enjoyable time this time around. It was super fun. My memory is shot, because of course it is, so we might need to run a little bit of a Q&A for me to go through, like, everything that happened. But I wanted to, we don't necessarily have to spend the whole stream doing it, but I wanted to set aside a good chunk of time to just kind of, like, debrief and talk about it. Did you buy any cool merch? Oh, you better fucking believe I did. And I had some nice merch bought for me, too. It's funny, I know many of you guys know that for quite a while now I've been on a diet, because ever since the last Momocon I've been really wanting to lose weight, and I did. I succeeded. I lost a lot of weight, and honestly I fit a lot better into my cosplay this year, but my intention was to maybe buy a lot more clothes while I was over there, because most of my clothes don't fit me anymore. They're all like too big and baggy. Except I pretty much didn't end up doing that. I kind of just bought a lot of, like, art prints, charms, figures. I bought some tea. There was this really cute, really nice tea lady. She ran this stand, this shop called the Gilded Tiefling. Tiefling spelled like T-E-A, which was really cute. And yes, it was a tea shop, and it was a very nice tea shop. I'm actually boiling some water to make a pot of one of the teas that was that we got. And let me see. She was dressed as a really cute elf girl, because apparently the entire shop was themed after the, like, D&D tabletop setting of like her and her TTRPG group. So, like, all the tea, all of the all the tea blends, all of the like amenities, and stuff. It was all like properly themed, and she was actually like there cosplaying as one of her OCs. It was so cool, and honestly kind of inspiring. I thought it was really awesome. And we had a really cute conversation, because I was wearing what I call my pin cap at the time. I call it that because it's like, like a tactical baseball cap that I just collect pins on. And I have a whole bunch of them, and one of them is an ace pin. And she got really excited about it. She pointed it out. She was like, "Oh my God, I just saw your ace pin. That's so awesome. I'm ace too, but I lost my pin, like somewhere in, like, when I was, like, flying over here. I don't I don't remember the specifics, but she, we talked about both being aces. We're both demis. It was really cool. Talked about like our experiences with that and kind of like bonded right away. And then one of the people that I came with, one of the people that I was there with, who is in the room with us, got an idea of a fun and very cute and kind idea to like walk around the merch hall and actually try and find somewhere that sold ace pins so that we could get her a new one. And what ended up happening is we both found a place. She got an ace pin, I got a demi pin, and we gave both of them to her that very same day. And she was so happy. It was so cute. She gave me her Discord, and actually, do I still have it? She gave it to me on a little slip of paper, the same way that you give somebody your number. Yes, I still have it. And I gotta remember to message her sometime. But I've been trying to conserve spoons a little bit because we've been, because well, I mean we're back to working, and work is taking up extra bandwidth because we're having constant anxiety attacks about something going on in 2 days. Okay, I don't know if anybody has any experience in the corporate world other than Miku, who I've already talked to this about, but I was randomly scheduled for a one-on-one desk shadow with my manager and my team lead, and like, I don't know what that means. There's been no announcement about it, and like we have our team we have our weekly team meeting tomorrow, where I might get some answers about it, but I have a feeling I won't. So I was scheduled for that, a desk shadow, and I don't know, it's just like a low 30-minute thing where they just watch me work, I guess. And for some reason that makes me incredibly nervous, because I'm thinking like, I mean, I'm kind of traumatized by this job. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? Why are they doing this? What are their intentions? What do they want with me? It's just like kind of freaking me out a little bit, because I'm just worried it's going to lead to like, I'm just worried that I'm going to somehow end up on a pip immediately afterwards, or like something else really scary is going to happen. I'm kind of getting varied advice, you know, saying that like maybe it's actually like a good thing, or it's like completely neutral, but I don't know. I just got this weird feeling that they're like suspicious of me somehow, and they're trying to check on me for like misconduct of some kind. Weird corpo shit. Yes. Being autistic and being in the corporate world where it's a very conventional corporation experience, really stressful. It freaks me out. Because there's so much uncertainty, there's so much reading between the lines that you're supposed to do that when you're autistic you just kind of can't. Oh, my bowl of water is ready. 1 sec. All right. Somebody remind me in 5 minutes to take out the tea infuser. Anyway, I'm just really anxious because because like the meeting is kind of weird. Nobody's talking to me about it. And And there's like a merger coming up, like a really big one. So I'm worried they're like scoping me out to just kind of like cut me as soon as it's convenient. It's like, I don't know. Too much uncertainty, and uncertainty freaks me out. And corpo shit means everybody just kind of hides shit from you until it is too late. Frustrating. Anyway, on the bright side, Con was really fun. I met on the last day, like right as everybody was being like rushed out of the building by security, I found a group of Dorohedoro cosplayers, which, for those who don't know much about me, Dorohedoro is like one of my all-time favorites. Definitely like top 2, top 3. Really cool, really fun. It's a great like dark absurdist fantasy if you really like good grime and horror and mystery and that kind of shit. But I totally wasn't expecting to see not 4 but 5 Dorohedoro cosplayers, which was awesome. I did take quite a few cosplay pictures. Insult my handy dandy PDA. Oh yes, I saw an Amogus. That was neat. For the Dorohedoro people. Oh yes, a few cute shops that were like dragon themed, or run by dragons even. There's a lot to talk about in the merch hall. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's the core con experience for a lot of people, is just like walking around the merch hall, having like interesting interactions with people, and getting cool merch. Like there was this guy who was he was kind of acting like a little dress up doll for this one booth that made like really cool, really interesting, but kind of overpriced like tactical accessories and stuff. Like that they had like glass helmets that had screens on them, and like big plastic collars and weird like tactical plated bikinis and shit, you know. It's like weird cyberpunk stuff that, like, I don't know, honestly I kind of eat up because of the aesthetic, but nothing that I could really wear, as you know, none of it's really practical to wear for the most part. Although, no, I didn't really get anything. Yeah, so this guy was just kind of like wearing that shit. It was the Ebisu cosplay. I wonder if maybe I should post some of these pictures. I don't know. I feel weird posting the faces of total strangers on a public Discord server. What's your favorite panel that you went to? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is an easy one. I went to what I thought was just going to be a simple Yuri AMV panel. A simple little AMV showing that turned out to be a very well-informed, well-planned, and like very interesting and informative, like comprehensive history on the overall genre of Yuri and women-loving women media, particularly in anime and manga, of course. And it was called Into the Yuriverse. Also, whoop, thank you. Ah, Miku beat you, Immortal. Five minutes is up for well, I guess we'll call it a draw then, since you set a timer and everything. Ooh, that tea looks good. It smells good. Anyway, these Yuri people were really cool. One of them was a trans woman, and she was awesome. She was really well educated on the subject, and had some interesting insights that made me a little sad, but also a little intrigued. Apparently, these panelists kind of had a hard time not being relegated to like nighttime or like really late evening time blocks for their panels. Because, you know, I guess some people at some cons feel a little weird about LGBT stuff, but we don't need to talk too much about that right now. More importantly, I got quite a long list of interesting Yuri recommendations, including a few like staples that I absolutely need to watch/read. Like, I wonder if there are any real Yuri enthusiasts here who are going to jump down my throat about the fact that I haven't seen Revolutionary Girl Utena yet, which looks really fucking good, because they even did an AMV of it. Because basically what they would do is they would give like a short presentation on like a specific area of the genre. Or world events. What world events? Wait, what's going on? What? It's what the? I'm freaking out. What's going on? Why? Two people in now are saying that they're worried about world events. What the fuck? What? 14? What? What? Anyway. Bad stuff, good local things happened. Oh, okay, I guess. Huh. Well, anyway, yes. I haven't seen Revolutionary Girl Utena, which I know in some circles might be considered sacrilege. Girls Band Cry, was an interesting recommendation that was dropped. I wonder if I have the list. Because they, on their slideshow, they just showed like a big list of shit. Oh, they listed Asumi-chan, which is very fun, like that. Oh, they actually did a whole AMV and a oh right. So what the like structure of it was that they would give a presentation on like a specific area of the genre, or like a specific kind of like moment in history, and also they would usually focus on one particular piece of media, usually anime, just because, well, they were making AMVs for them. And then they would like round out the presentation with one of the AMVs, and it looks pretty good. The AMVs weren't like the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen, but they were fun, and they really kind of like added to the experience. It was nice. Yeah, so a few other things that were mentioned were like Girls Last Tour, Cosmic Princess Kaguya, which I am actively planning on watching, Madoka Magica, because of course. Something that I found, image simulation, I think they did. Yeah. They didn't So they didn't cover it specifically, like they didn't do one of their presentations on it because they only had so much time. But they have a very large list of things that they recommend under a variety of genres. I don't know if I'm seeing it though. That's kind of a shame. But one of the areas of the presentation they did was on Other Side Picnic. They had an entire slide for it. It was very nice. Yes. It was great because I was in my Other Side Picnic cosplay at the time, so I stood up and cheered. Made a total idiot of myself, but like whatever, nobody cared. And then actually I got to talk to the creators afterwards, and they complimented our cosplays because I was cosplaying with somebody else. I was Tortigo, she was Thoro. I also need to watch Bloom Into You. I never watched it because I heard it wasn't too special, but maybe I was wrong. Nah, dude. Bloom Into You. So, Bloom Into You is... I almost feel like its reputation is somewhat tarnished by being like one of the quintessential Yuri anime, because it is really good. It has like really beautiful depictions of like of being like demi-romantic or demisexual, and has I don't know, I love that it's like not quite a slow burn, but it's not quite like right out the gate either. They kiss in the first episode. It's kind of awesome. And the anime pretty much drops off like right before the end. I feel like a lot of people say that it needs a season 2 and they really want it, but I almost feel like there isn't enough material to give it a season 2, that I feel like you could barely fill an OVA with what's left. And it's like one of the concepts that they actually talked about in... Oh, this is actually really important. Oh, I'm so glad you brought it up. I bet I just heard that from disgruntled fans that wanted a season 2. So what it is about Bloom Into You is that it became so popular as one of the quintessential shows for Yuri, that it kind of looped back to everybody going, "Oh, this is so popular, I don't want to watch it. Oh, this is so mainstream, I don't want to look at it." And then it kind of like looped back around to being like super underrated again. But so a topic about Yuri in general, and kind of like how historically it was depicted for a while, they actually go over in Bloom Into You, that and it's one that I feel like is really worth mentioning. I don't remember what the genre name was. I think it was like S-Class or something. But basically there was this concept in Yuri for a while that, you know, being a lesbian was a teenager thing. It was a funny thing you do in high school before you graduate, and then you go back to being a quote-unquote normal girl. And that was kind of a reason why apparently for a while you never saw any type of Yuri media that took place between adults, because there was this kind of like homophobic expectation that being a lesbian was a phase. And actually, without spoiling too much, there was a situation where a character has a lesbian relationship with someone in school, and then she graduates, like, years later, meets this girl again, and she's like, oh, hey, that's so cool. I really treasure this relationship that we had, and, like, you know, I'm still gay. And the other girl is like, what are you talking about? That was just a phase. We were just goofing off being kids. You should grow up and be a normal girl. And I didn't realize how much that stings to like hear in the show, and also like how kind of important the subversion of that probably was or around when this was released, because this character stayed out. She didn't go back into the closet. She didn't try to live something quote unquote normal. She committed to her romantic and sexual identity. And like, good for fucking her. Anyway, the other nice thing is that the main couple, who actually get together and actually succeed, it's really sweet, because also subverting this like class S thing, their relationship continues. It thrives. It grows. They're actually together like years later when they're in college together. They're adults, and they kind of like prove in a piece of media that, like, this relationship persists. It's not just a phase. It's not just a thing they play around with. Sorry, I'm blowing on my tea. Also kind of giving a moment for ads, because I remember a hilariously good depiction of this from a show called Moral Oral. The being gay is a phase thing? Wasn't Moral Oral that show that, how hurting that is? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, wasn't Moral Oral that show that got canceled because they had such a honest, real, and harrowing depiction of SA that it got discontinued afterwards? I vaguely remember that being somewhat the case. My tea's drinkable. It's so good. I'm gonna... Hang on, do I have their website? I wanna push you guys in the direction of... Yes! This is that. This is them. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna... Oh, God. That's a big link. Whatever. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, too. That's the tea shop that I got my tea from. It's pretty nice. They have a few like very interesting tea blends. Their portion size small. They had a priest's daughter who was an actual lesbian, and her father said she couldn't compare someone's puppy love with the girls going through lesbian phases with her, because they didn't love you back. Fuck, dude. Fuck, dude, that ain't right. Let people be gay. Let them be gay. It did too good of a job of depicting SA. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't think I'll ever be able to watch that show, because I can handle I can handle the subject matter a little bit. I can handle kind of like talking about it or kind of like walking delicately around it, but media that gets very real with it, kind of cuts a little deep for the kind of trauma that I've dealt with. Some of which has been blacked out so completely that I don't even know for sure if it happened. So I prefer to avoid these types of things. It's kind of important. It's kind of important to have characters who are like survivors of that kind of thing, though. Like that's worthy representation. But actually depicting it, no thanks. The first season is just that sort of milquetoast adult humor episodes when they dive straight into the actual character stories with high stakes. It doesn't really sound like my thing, to be honest. I'm more than happy with stuff like Steven Universe, which has been fabulous, I should add. Watched a lot of that on the plane ride back. I mainly enjoy watching dissections of it. I think I would enjoy that a lot more than watching the actual show. Yes. Speaking of which, does anybody have any good YouTube channel recommendations? I'm kind of having trouble lately. I have like 1 or 2 channels I watch regularly, and they do not upload regularly enough. Any Austin? I'm going to look now. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. Frankie Faye. I'm already following Frankie Faye. She's great. She's very fun. At least yeah, I think I'm thinking of the person. I'm definitely sub to her. I'm just trying to remember if she is who I think she is. Was she the one who does Bad Art History, or was that somebody else? Yes. Oh my god. Fucking Tony Tigergate was such a wild video to watch. Oh my god. The Bureau of Labor Statistics will not be stopped by something as petty as fiction. What? But yeah, I love Frankie Faye for good like net lore. I love the weird fucking topics she gets into. Didn't she? Yeah, she also did the video on like the origin and evolutionary progression of the soy jack. That was wild. The furry subway one? I don't think I've seen that one. Maybe I gotta get through my Frankie Faye backlog a little bit. Annie Austin got his start doing employment surveys in video games. What? I definitely did sub to him, so I'm gonna check him out later. But Subway was cursed. That's crazy. I gotta start catching up on Redline's videos actually, because like I think I'm like 2 or 3 videos behind now, and he only uploads like once in a while. Ow! Oh my god. Ow! Drank my tea before it cooled down. Ow! Let's game it out. I love Let's Game It Out. When I'm in the right mood. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. I guess like for some videos, I don't know, it feels like his chaos is a little, I don't know, a little forced. Strangens? What? Oh, actually, Immortal, we've definitely talked about Let's Game It Out actually, because you were the one who told me why he tortures every character that has ever been named Grace. Because we were talking about that during a Resident Evil stream, and I was like, oh yeah, Grace. It reminds me of that thing that Josh does. I wonder why he does it. You explained. Yeah, Grace was just the name of his very first victim. Which is a good enough answer for me. I love that. That is something I love about Let's Game It Out. It's like the completely fucking like arbitrary things that he does. It's like watching an actual psychopath who has their own like completely fucked like moral compass that doesn't make any sense. Just like corporations. I get it now. Corporations are psychopathic. Not that there was any doubt in that. Oh, speaking of mental health, I had a split. I don't remember if I told you guys about this, but there's 8 council members now, and this one's a fucking doozy. Just saying. Real fun one, this one. But, well, I had a long talk with my therapist about them, and we're thinking this can turn out to be a good thing. Hopefully. On the road to 100. No! Oh, God! No, please. I do not want 100 altars. Holy fuck. Honestly, having 8 is difficult enough. I know there... Oh, God. I know there are systems that actually do have an amount of altars, like, in the hundreds. And I just... No fucking way. No way, man. With how granular and how detailed every single member of the council is, I cannot imagine having 100 of those. No. If you like Annie Austin, then definitely check out Bisley channel on YouTube. He's another white guy with a green screen that talks about games, but he also wears costumes when he does it. Speaking of white guys with green screens, do any of you guys watch Nikki Jakey? Because he's also another very good one, and he's like a rapper, like actually pretty good at it. Sometimes, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been as intrigued by his content as much lately. But he's got a decent sense of humor to him. I think I love his humor. I think I just don't really enjoy the foundation of his videos as much as I used to. Cooking history with Max and Townsend's. Max being the tasting history guy, right? And I do watch Townsend's. Townsend's is pretty intriguing. Like his video on hot drinks was really cool. Yeah, it's the vibe song. I know, right? This song's such a fucking vibe. I use this as shop music in Galaxial all the time. Oh my god, I miss running Galaxial. Sorry, I was not here because I was sewing. That's okay. I hope sewing has been going awesome. Hardtack. Yeah. Yeah. Every food history channel has to cover hardtack eventually. Or grog and how it interacts with hardtack. I like his video on Yan Gao. Sounds neat. Mead. Oh man. Thank you for the reminder, Miku. Ambiguous Amphibian. I watched his video on I watched his Kenshi video on Beep. That was a really enjoyable video. But yes, back to con stuff. And I'll respond to anything YouTube related in a minute. Me and the party that I went with, my adventuring group, we went a couple times to this, we went to this local, like, hard to describe what this place was. Basically, it was a Viking themed restaurant. What it really was just like a lot of Minnesotan food. It was called Skål. And they had a lot of like, they had a lot of comfort food basically, and bomb ass cheese curds. But more importantly, they had mead, which this place I make a rare exception to my no drinking rule. And I had some mead. And man, their mead slaps. Not too sweet, and has a nice hit of different flavors. The mead was real good. Yes. I got a club sandwich and it was fucking massive. I still need to drink mead one day with my actual drinking horn. That sounds sick. I really do like a good mead when it suits me, but I can't drink very often. I had to skip my meds both of those nights. And it didn't go great for me afterwards, but I did I managed. I'm not really a big mead person, but sometimes, yeah. I have to really like the mead. Because I mean, it's honey wine. It's generally very sweet. And we all know that I except for Lizzie, I don't really care for sweet things too much. But yeah, Immortal would have a drinking horn. Nom, 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 nom. Have you ever had Ethiopian honey wine? No? What? That sounds neat. It was very smooth, it's true. Got it at a night festival in Canada. That's also neat. Ethiopian honey wine. What's it like? Tell me about it. It's so good. It's like mead, but slightly less alcoholic, at least the ones I've had. Ooh, that's even better. That's even better. I like alcoholic drinks that aren't actually that alcoholic. Like, I would love to make like traditional ale, like the way that they did in like the 1800s. You know, the kind of ale that you drink more than water because it was safer to drink than water, and it was like such a low ABV that it actually hydrated you. That's the kind of ale I want to drink. I want to try that. Except, you know, gluten. It would destroy me. Of all of the things, I like kvass, but I don't think they make gluten-free kvass. I love kvass, although maybe not as much anymore because it's, you know, they like to just dump sugar in that shit. You can, by the way, make kvass with beets. That's like considered to kind of still be kvass, but and like, I don't know, if you could brew kvass at home, I guess you could theoretically use gluten-free bread. But I don't know how that would turn out. I'll try that. I'm a beet lover. If you do try it, let me know, because it's kind of expensive, and I haven't been able to justify like getting it and trying it. I want to one day try actual liquid bread, which was the original form of beer. That sounds pretty heckin' good, and I'm jealous, because something that I learned over time a while ago is that, like, I can gluten myself a certain amount without suffering too heavily. I will say I glutened myself a lot on the trip, and it didn't feel great, but generally, I have kind of like a limited window of tolerance where I can eat a little bit of gluten and it's kind of okay. Beer, however, is another story. I don't know what it is. Probably the fact that it's literally liquid bread. But there's something about the way that beer is like delivered to your body that just fucking destroys me. Like, it's so unpleasant when I drink like regular beer. I just feel like I'm gonna die. Beer is quite literally chemically liquid bread. Also, it's liquid. Yeah, exactly. It just like, yep. It just absorbs the gluten a lot easier. And it fucking sucks. So yeah, that hasn't really been that hasn't been an option. Which basically means anytime I go to a new restaurant, I open up their drink menu, I always end up looking at their beer menu, and I stare longingly, and I see that they don't have any gluten-free beer options, and then I get really sad. It happens every single time. Makes me sad. Actually, I gotta test something. That didn't mute me. It makes me so sad. What the fuck? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. The last time I used my sad toggle, it muted me. Now it's just not doing that. What is going on? That's so frustrating. I mean, white gravy is actually chemically the same as bread, but liquid. Yeah, I also don't touch white gravy. I haven't had biscuits and gravy in several years. Very sad. What are we talking about? Con stuff. The Into the Year Reverse panel was great. I talked to the presenters afterwards. Me and my cosplay partner. And we actually got their Discord. So that's another. Is the plan just 3 hours of just chatting? Probably. But if we kind of like run out, I'm also not sure I'm gonna be able to do 3 hours, to be honest. But if we like run out of steam or run out of things to talk about, I could easily just like just whip out a game and play it. Been thinking about Marathon all day today. Although I might switch if I do that. Anyway, Into the Universe was very cool. We talked to the presenters, got their Discords, I should say. They complimented the Other Side Picnic cosplays, which made me very happy, because that made for 3 total people who actually recognized the Other Side Picnic cosplays. The other 2 of them, the third one was one member of a Ray and Claire cosplay from I'm in Love with the Villainess, which was just awesome. They both looked so fucking good. It was crazy. And they were really cute and they were really enthusiastic. We met them at a Yuri bingo event. And yeah, they actually recognized by name. They were like, "Oh my god, you're from Other Side Picnic," and I was like, "Oh." I was like, yes, you know it, you understand, because Other Side Picnic is the best, and I'm so excited for Volume 10. So cute. Yeah, they were adorable, and also I was pretty cute too. Hehe. He's hot. He's hot. Ah! Yeah. It was fun. The actual, unfortunately, we were late to the Yuri Bingo thing, which turned out to be, like, I guess one of the most popular events of the fucking con, because, like, there was a line out the door to, like, get into it, because they were, like, at capacity, and they could only let people in if people left. But we managed to kind of, like, sneak in there, and we made small talk with some other Yuri lovers, and it was fun and cute. Also, I'm missing tomorrow due to things. I'm wondering if now or later is the better time to talk about tomorrow. I'm not really sure. Ah! Ow. Oh. Yeah, there we go. I messed up my camera. So... I found out later there was apparently over 67,000 guests at Momocon. Yeah, it felt like a lot. It was a lot of people. Lane mentioned tomorrow. Oh! Okay, so you kind of already know what we're considering doing. It's not... I'll just preface it by saying nothing is guaranteed. We can't really promise anything because, well, we can only do so much. And we're kind of... Ishtar is kind of craving a free day because, you see, while we were at the con, it was kind of mostly just me, just Valkyr, which I feel a little bad about, but also I don't, because I have been waiting for this for... Lance? One second. Lance wants out. Damn it, Lance loves trying to open doors. Ever since he learned that this one door can open, he's like, oh, I can just do that. And so he keeps pawing at the door, and he's like ripping off some of the foam paneling, some of the soundproofing paneling that I have in here. I've used like a lot because the acoustics aren't great. Doesn't make sharing con stuff easy, though. It does, but it also means that everybody else has been kind of neglected for a while. And that's a bit of an oopsie. Lizzie got a little bit of screen time. Lane was pretty much absent the entire time. Ishtar popped in for like a moment here and there. And we actually had like an evening where Misery hung out for a while, which was surprising. But for the most part, it was just me. Which does mean, yes, it's easier to access the memories, but on the other hand, I feel bad. Oh, Misery is the... It's pretty much seeming like we're gonna commit to it. Misery is the name of the new person, the 8th one. And they're fun, interesting, cool, I guess. Oh no. We're gonna not talk too much about them, though. Why am I quiet? Edgy name, I say with the most amount of love. Don't worry about it. They're fucking edgy. It's very on the nose. Very on the nose. Anyway, Mimi. Yeah, everybody calls them Mimi because they don't like the name Misery too much. So did your emo teen self resurface then? No, actually, because believe it or not, our emo teen self is Lizzie. our angsty, oh god, what, fucking, our angsty teen self is Lizzie, who luckily has gone through a lot of personal growth and healing to kind of make herself less edgy. I don't want to talk about Misery too much because I don't want to like I don't want to like summon them. So I'm not going to talk about them on stream, but you can if anybody wants to know, they can ask me about it privately later. Anyway, I miss ads. It's getting to the point where it's hard for me to not think about my anxiety over this meeting Friday. I'm working on curbing my sympathetic nervous system a little bit because that's one of the that is the core issue of my CPTSD that I'm trying to address in therapy. But well, it's not a complete cure for anxiety. Sure as hell isn't. How many messages? Oh, I have several messages, my god. Oh. Welcome home, Moofin Smoofin. Start microdosing epinephrine and then just live on the edge. I'm joking, to be clear. Oh my god, no. No. I'm trying to calm down my sympathetic nervous system, not live with it engaged 24/7 like I already do. Why do you think I'm so energetic all the time? The moments when I'm like energetic and excitable and amped up is when my sympathetic nervous system is putting me in fight or flight, and the moments when I'm not are when my body is so worn out from being in fight or flight that I'm just like fatigued and exhausted. That's my gameplay loop right there, my dears. It ain't great. It ain't great, and I really want to see an end to it. It sounds like you should go play some Orbital RimWorld. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how well I would deal with playing something slow like RimWorld. But I know Lizzie would be really excited. Or Ice Sheet. Space Haven would also be good. I'm not sure I know what all of these words mean. I at least don't know what to expect from all of them necessarily. But yes, I'm trying to go play the Magic Librarian game. Book of Hours. We have talked about this, but I don't think it was me. Oh, that 007 book is out. Book of Hours. What this? It's about running a library. This looks kind of interesting. I'm just like not as crazy about simulator games as the others are. But you're right. It is perfectly on theme. It could be like a simulator for running the Akashic Records. Yes. Yes. It is not at all a simulator game. Oh, really? How intriguing. It's a card-based puzzle game. You kind of lost me at card-based. Oh, I saw a game that was all about using your magical powers to organize a messy library. Oh, that's cute. If you want card-based simulator game, you should play the original. Yeah, can we leave the cards out of this? No cards. Oh, there was. There was a chat message from you, Immortal, that I didn't read. It would be kind of sad. I wouldn't be able to co-op that kind of thing if you were playing on stream is all. Oh, I get it. You kind of would like rather not participate if all you can do is watch. I kind of get that. You know, I've got a bit of a goal in mind with Rabbit and Steel right now. But I could. I could get together a 4-stack and try that on like normal difficulty. After doing like a 1 or 2 more of the challenge runs. It's just a UI choice. But yeah, as soon as someone said card based, yep, I fucking so I guess theoretically if like the cards were just like a UI choice, then it's kind of whatever. I just like I can't stand anything that even reminds me of a deck builder. I cannot stand deck builders. I can't stand any type of situation where you have to acquire cards and then just hope you draw the right one. I hate that in any situation. I can't stand trading card games. I can't stand roguelike deck builders. I just can't vibe with it. I fully understand why we'll never see a Library of Ruinia stream. Library of Ruinia is a good deck builder? No. 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 God damn it. I was really interested in that at some point. But it's just like cards and RNG is bullshit. Over this with the Stardust. That's fair, because I don't remember it at all. Sad Velky, yes. Sad Velky's sad. You really don't like when attacking is RNG based, even in stuff like BG3. Yes. Yes. I hate. So I love unpredictability. I love. Also, the cards themselves contain. Oh, fuck off. I do like unpredictability. I do like happy accidents. I do not mind when I don't mind dice rolls in a tabletop game, because at the very least I can trust that when I make a roll and I fuck up, that my GM is that I can trust my GM to let me fail forward instead of just making an idiot of myself. To fail it, like I can trust my GM that if I am going to fail at something, there's going to be an interesting story worth remembering out of it. In a video game, it's obnoxious. It's annoying. It's stupid. Because you can make all of the right choices. You can line up all the correct decisions. You can plan everything out perfectly. and then the game can just fucking spit in your mouth because your RNG was bad. It's just stupid. I'm just not about it. Like if I'm gonna get like a tactical turn-based RPG, I would rather it be built like Divinity than like Baldur's Gate, where, you know, you have to play to the right, you know, you have to make the right tactical choices, but it's not like the dice are just gonna fuck you. That's something that really kind of kept me from one of the things that really kept me from enjoying Baldur's Gate was just like, oh, sorry, it didn't matter, your dice was bad. There's even an entire endgame faction whose gimmick is a 50-50 death or a 0 damage roll as their keystone card. Fuck that. Fuck that. Anyway, Book of Hours and Cultist Simulator don't have any RNG outside of very specific things. In Cultist Simulator, you get random exploration locations drawn. In Book of Hours, the books you find are a bit random. Everything in the Cultist Simulator and Book of Hours is based on aspects which all cards are made of, so you need to assemble different aspects of specific things to meet challenges. The entire core of both games is learning this. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. It may still take a different Stardust, but I don't mind this. And honestly, like there is a certain amount of RNG for things that are not related to your moment to moment is like fine for the most. It's weird because in a lot of games, I know I just said I don't like RNG, but I do love moments of RNG in a game where it's kind of like maybe you've got like a 30% chance of something going really well, but then a 70% chance of it just going okay. Which are a lot of the mechanics in Rabbit and Steel, and I'm such a sucker for those. I always pick them. I always pick them and go, oh man, I gotta get luck. I gotta get some luck. I gotta find luck somewhere. What was your favorite niche cosplay you saw at the con? So I'm gonna say that Dorohedoro doesn't count as niche. Even though it's kind of like sub-mainstream. Better as a bonus thing instead of the main thing, unless it's meant to be that way for fun. Not that. Yes, exactly. I don't want RNG-based success to be the default. I want it to be a bonus. Ah! How do I keep... No, my flippy dippy do. My favorite niche cosplay that I saw has to be when I was hanging out at the VTuber section of the exhibit hall, which there was a VTuber, by the way, and I'm gonna talk about that because I witnessed some very interesting things there. But when I was over there, I saw somebody dressed as the Batter from Off, and it was a really good cosplay. Like they had full white body paint to match the art style of the game, and they were like wearing the jersey. They had a bat, and actually the back of the jersey said Le Batteur, as in like, did they paint themselves monochromatic? Yes, they did. It was great. It was so cool. I wonder if I should post a picture. I wonder if I should. I really wonder. But yeah, they were wearing white and black, and like the only thing that they didn't do anything about was their hair, which is like whatever. It's like playing Dancer in 14. You either get all your RNG pock and feathers and feel like a force of nature, or you get nothing and feel like an awkward kid shuffling at the school dance. Well, look, like at the very least, you're doing something though. You're doing something. I don't like save or suck situations. I don't like because you got a bad roll, you do nothing. Especially in a turn-based, like, turn economy. That was actually kind of the main thing that turned me off of Darkest Dungeon, to be honest. Because that game, oh god, that game has so many layers of RNG. Because like even if you get less than ideal rolls, even if you don't get the procs that you want, you can still achieve something. You can still make progress, and you can like account for that and kind of like work around it. And then, oh man, and then when you get the proc, like when RNG works out for you, like your brain goes so burr, like it's awesome. But when it's just like when it's just like I have everything in my favor and I just fail and everything goes to shit because of it, like, miss me with that shit. I can't stand most like XCOM based or XCOM style strategy games because of that. Also, yes, Mufi, I wanna draw attention to you seeing a Diana and Hugh, which is like really awesome. I think you said that like it was like an actual father and daughter, and the dad like does like Space Marine cosplays, so he was like used to making like really bulky armor. Dude even had a harness for her to ride on his back. That's so cute. Oh my god. You know, Pragmata may have some kind of like weird elements to it that like some people may find a little bit contentious, but like I love what it has done for like gaming culture in general. I like Dad Simulator, Dad Space. Yeah, I want to play XCOM, but I know I'd hate the accuracy hit rate. Yeah. Not a fan. Really not a fan of, like, there are a couple, like, XCOM-style RPGs that I tried to play. Because, like, generally, I actually love that style of strategy game. Like, I love the kind of, like, isometric, tactical, like tactical strategy. You know, tactics-based shit. You know what I'm thinking of. But so many of them, you should play Mechanicus. I did, actually. I just made the mistake of the first time I played it on the hardest difficulty. And to my credit, I did get very far, but eventually I got stuck. And so I kind of put pause on it, and then was like, do I really want to start over? I don't know. Mechanicus was really cool, though. I actually do want to give it another shot sometimes, especially because it has a lot in common with Darkest Dungeon, but the RNG is less obnoxious, and I like that. I like that a lot. I got good enough I was completing missions with 0 awakening with how good I got at blitzing. Damn, that's awesome. I definitely did not play that much. It's not niche, but I saw a Hornet in the maid outfit doing poses for pictures on the vendor floor. Oh, that's so cool. Hornet in the maid outfit, that's so cute. I think I actually saw her at that point. I don't remember. I saw a lot of tactical maids, which was kind of awesome. The even funnier part about it is the people in tactical maid outfits, all of them were men. there were no femme people in tactical maid outfits. It was all men. So I'm certainly the kind of player that needs RNG to spice things, keep themselves from performing too well. That is an element that I can respect. And that's kind of like why roguelikes have their appeal, you know? Because like unexpected stuff can happen. And actually, that's kind of why we as a system love extraction shooters so much. Because it's not predictable. Because you don't really know what's gonna happen. It can either go to shit or it can go really awesome. And there's all kinds of random shit that can go down. Stairs that recently purchased Rabbit and Steel. You bought Rabbit and Steel? Huh? Oh my god. 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 Rabbit and Steel. Rabbit and Steel. I can't believe I've gotten so many people into Rabbit and Steel. it's like 2, but it's like 2 and sort of a soft 3rd because I feel like Immortal might not play it as much without my influence. Can we start our own maid corp? Like a maid PMC or like a maid corporation? I'm confused. I can tell you now I'll be super terrible, but I'll still play. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to join in my lunar Prague parties. You can just enjoy the game for what it is. I owned it before you, yes, but never ended up playing much due to lack of co-op partners. That's fair. Honestly, I played solo for the first time recently. And actually, it was rather pleasant. Apparently, the only way to actually experience the story is to play it solo. Which I find annoying, but it's still interesting. I'm still trying to break into hard mode. Honestly, it's a bit of a difficulty spike. I get it. I mean, in general, all of the jumps in difficulty are a pretty big hurdle. I don't think any of them are too like smooth, which honestly I think is a good thing. Made Airsoft Squad, that'd be pretty awesome. Actually, I did see a shop in the exhibit hall that was selling maid outfits, and none of them fit me. Because, you know, they were made for tiny people. Because so much of that style of fashion is made for people who are very tiny. I might not even go that far. You know, that's fair. I don't know. Man, I don't know if you'll be that bad, Moofy. It's like, I mean, you did all right in Dawn Trail. Like, you did all right in 14. And Rabbit and Steel does have, like, quite a lot of similarities to 14, and just, like, MMOs in general. And, you know, you are kind of a chronic MMO player, Moofy. It's just, I think you're just really intimidated by the bullet hell aspect of it. Speaking of which, damn, I should have spurred you on harder to finish Undertale, because that probably would have helped. Yeah, yes, bullet hell is my worst game by far. There. Kind of like me in fighting games. Or actually, maybe it was like, it's like how I was with rhythm games, because you were kind of passable at Undertale. Like I was pretty confident that if you were to play the game normally, which you were, you probably could have grinded out every one of the bosses and like all of the hard fights. Like I was pretty confident you could do it. But kind of passable. Guys, is Valky flirting with me? What? Oh god. Yes, I give a compliment and people think it's me coming out of them. What the fuck? What the fuck? Pop scholar. Oh my god. This tea is messing with my tummy a little bit. Curse of being pretty. You know, that's kind of fair, actually. It is one of the curses of pretty privilege. I I don't know what it is, but when people, I mean, it's also a thing with just being like a femme person in general. But generally, if you are nice to someone, mostly men, it tends to happen that they think you are flirting with them or interested in them in some way. Surprisingly though, I didn't get a lot of unwanted attention. I didn't really have anybody like trying to be too friendly with me that I kind of like didn't want to be. I think a lot about why that might be. And I attribute it mostly to my to my resting bitch face. Actually, I attribute it to my resting bitch face and probably the fact that nobody recognized my cosplay. Other than a few lesbians. Somebody did think I was cosplaying High School of the Dead, though. That was funny. Whew. I've been hyping myself up a little too hard. I can feel it catching up to it. I would feel immensely insulted. I just when I heard that, I barely made eye contact and I was just like, nope, and walked by. Like I just kind of ignored it because I was like, "Oh, you're one of those people." You're one of those people. I don't want to associate with you. I would take it as a compliment considering how insane those female characters are drawn. No thanks. No thanks. It's one of those things where like if a person is into this piece of media, it's a red flag. It's like if somebody was to tell me that they unironically enjoyed Song of Saya and like didn't see any kind of problem with it. If you know, you know. Oh yeah, I'm not saying trust the person who isn't that. Oh yeah, definitely not. But I wouldn't really consider. Let's just be honest. I wouldn't really consider it a compliment. I wouldn't really consider it a compliment because I wouldn't consider their opinion worth acknowledging because they are beneath me. There's a little bit of my Lizzie coming out in there. I still don't forgive that friend for subjecting me to that for their subathon. What, High School of the Dead or Song of Saya? As someone who has so much PTSD from High School of the Dead, she ended up making event manga. Interesting. High School of the Dead. Yeah, fair. I watched it when I was super duper closeted, and I was like, huh, this is all right. Boobies. Yeah. It desecrates basically every aspect of the zombie genre. I can believe that. I don't remember it, and I don't really care to. Ooh, oh god, oh, dizzy headache. Fuck. Apologies, I need a moment to just kind of relax myself. Okay. Doing better. Doing a little better. And you have stupid right-wing survivors camp. Totally, there are surely still useless people in an apocalypse. What is that? God. I didn't realize we were going to set off Immortal like this. Maybe we should let her have her tirade. While I think about what to talk about next. But it's definitively not the rich family whose mansion everyone is stuck living in their garden in tents. I've lost the plot. So, who wants to hear about VTubers? Because I have some interesting things to say about that. Me. Of course you do, Muffin Smoofin. Because you like VTubers, and Jazzy, you're just being coy. I know you love them. Everybody here loves VTubers, at least to some degree. And ads. I'm going to continue to calm myself in the meantime. Posture check. I could be doing a little bit better on posture, but I'm definitely hydrated. I have almost finished a pot of tea, and I've been sipping it constantly. Kind of wondering if I need, like, food. Oh. I just finally checked the server. Oh god. No, not again, you fucker flippy-doo piece of shit. I just read the server. It's very cute. Michu and Sawa hanging out. Speaking of which, I mentioned this because they're Vivid Stasis people. Yes, assuming nothing goes wrong, I will be streaming Vivid Stasis on Friday. And, I have still been in dialogue with Cheryl about doing a little casual interview. We're just kind of we're not gonna go crazy. We're not gonna put together a talk show or something for it. We're just gonna put the two of us in a situation where we can yap a lot about Vivid Stasis, and that is perfect. It's gonna be fun. At this point, I just need to like work out a date and plan a lot of the questions that I want to ask her because, you know, I don't want too many surprises. Right, the VTubers. I had a really cool experience, regarding VTubers because in one of the exhibit halls, there was kind of like one big corner of this exhibit hall that was just sliced off and dedicated to VTubers. There was Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs? Maybe. Anyway, there was merch being sold, which I bought quite a lot. There were meet and greets. There were like what's the word I'm looking for? There were like demonstrations of VTuber groups, and there were like actual panels and events that were run specifically by VTubers. You guys want to know the really cool and really inspiring common thread between all of these events and all of these VTubers? I'll wait for some guesses. I'll let you guys really chew on it. Think about it for a minute. The one very interesting, very surprising, and very inspiring element to all of these VTubers that I saw and that I watched and that I walked by when I was in the VTuber section and checking all the events. I didn't know any of them. None of the VTubers doing events were like ultra famous. At least to my knowledge. I didn't go and look up every single one of them, but I tend to kind of keep myself decently well informed on like bigger name VTubers. None of them were there. Especially since, like, I don't know, I kind of would have liked to do like a meet and greet with someone that I admire. Fucking title crash. You know, it would have been nice to like have a meet and greet with somebody I admire, but I didn't know any of them. The VTuber group that had rented out some of the space, they were like kind of completely new to me. They were small, they were niche. The VTubers that did collaborative events and panels that were like on the big screen, on stage in front of like a decent crowd of people, didn't know any of them. None of them were ultra famous. None of them were like giant name. Idol, can you please fucking just okay? There we go. Yes, which means next year, maybe I should consider the idea of actually going to this con or another con myself as myself. That's something I've been thinking about for a while, because if they are allowing for people who are not like the biggest names possible, if they are not like gatekeeping you because you're not big or famous enough, why the fuck can't I do it? And that would mean meeting more people. That would mean getting more eyes on the channel. That would maybe mean getting more people in their records. And that sounds friggin' awesome. Especially since I'd be able to enjoy the con from like a VTuber perspective, which sounds really cool. I actually almost did it this year, but I don't know, I was just too nervous. And I was going with other people who I would not be able to go with if I was going to stay home and stream to the event. So, next year, I'm gonna try and get myself a slot in as a VTuber over there and just kind of see how that goes. And it got me really fired up. It got me really pumped to like try and put a bit more energy into all of my VTuber stuff. It's a continuous effort, not anything that's going to change overnight, but I've known for a long time that if I want to grow and grow like faster than I have been, I got to do more stuff. I got to do more in general. So doing that schedule graphic was one of the things. And that is going to include me now starting to regularly post like on social media with my schedules. Kind of doing that on Mondays as a thing to kind of get me opening Blue Sky more often. Twitter. I want to do Twitter. But everybody fucking uses Twitter. So I might have to, whether I like it or not. It might just be a necessary evil. Crack that VTuber egg? What do you mean? What egg? Am I an egg? More Valky is literally the opposite of a bad thing. That is true. That is true. Except for when it spends my mental and physical bandwidth and I just like fucking burn myself out and die. But we're kind of doing some things at home to see about improving that. We're kind of thinking, I mean, the whole experience at the con puts so much more into perspective of where my life is going and what I want to get out of life. To be honest, with all the other council members, and a little bit with me, our focus has been for so long on this very long and winding and painful journey of healing and just trying to survive in the meantime while we do it. It's been exhausting and grueling. And surviving has been hard, but we're kind of starting to think that maybe we need to do more to try and work towards thriving instead of just surviving. We want to aspire to learning what it means to actually live. Because with all the trauma that I've lived through and lived with, I don't really know how to do anything other than survive. At least we don't. But I, Valkyr, was created because we so desperately wanted to learn how to do things differently. And for the most part, because maybe we weren't ready, or we were scared, or we just couldn't figure out how to allocate the resources, I've been dormant for a lot longer than I should have. I haven't been influencing the system as much as I should be. So, after we came back from the con, I started to get an idea of maybe it's fine. Maybe it's time I finally take charge and try to make things better. Maybe I try and just say fuck it and pursue the stuff that we have been so scared of doing because we're always on the edge of completely falling apart. But it's very possible, it's likely even, that we're gonna have to push through it a little bit. We're gonna have to do the things that will burn us out. We're gonna have to do some of the things that might be too much. Just a little here, a little there. But just enough to get us to a point where we get to actually live instead of just survive. Anytime I live anywhere or I move somewhere new, I never unpack. I have been renting at this place for about 4 years now, and I still haven't completely unpacked because this whole time I have been living as if next week I was going to be out the door. And I've come to realize that preparedness just isn't serving me. It's... If I actually was about to leave, if I actually was only staying for like a night or a week or something, it'd be different. But at this point, I think I don't... You don't function as well if you can't make yourself comfortable in your own home. At some point, even though it means a little extra effort when you finally move out of the place, you gotta put down roots, even just a little bit. And so that's what we've been doing this whole week since we got back. You always gotta put down roots to make any place you live in your own. True. All I've really known is living in somebody else's space, borrowing somebody else's home. And that kind of includes renting. That was kind of the narrative that I had in my head anytime I rented somewhere. But you know what? If I'm renting, it's mine for a while, isn't it? So I started putting up all my prints in the office. And it's nice. I actually see another spot where I want to put up more art so I can admire it whenever I feel like it. And I've got a couple really nice Koyorn prints that I want to frame and hang. I've got some stuff that I want to display. I want to organize my things. I want to go through some of my old shit and throw it away. And I want to stream more for you guys. I want to spend more time with my community and not worry so much about whether or not it is going to be the best performance I've ever put on. Because you know what? I'm kind of acting like I'm a corporate VTuber already. Like I already have a scheduled itinerary and like performance metrics and expectations. But you know what? I'm just doing this for myself right now. Might as well enjoy it. I might as well just fuck around and be free about it. Which is why, and I'm gonna finally talk about this now. I have been discussing with myself the possibility of doing more streams and really loosening up the restrictions as to what we actually stream when we do. For example, we have been talking about just seeing if we have the energy and motivation tomorrow, and if we do, we'll announce it. And if we do, we're just gonna hang out for 3 hours, and I'm gonna play Rabbit and Steel for you guys. And I'm gonna invite Rizu, and we're gonna do some duos because we're working on challenge runs, and then probably like later after we've had a little bit of fun with that, I would totally love to get 2 more of you in here, do some 4-person party runs. Just cuz. And I want to see if we can get Ishtar to actually stream Marathon now and then, because she's like always wanting to play it, but she's always like, oh man, we can't because I got stream. Oh, we can't because we have to stream. So fuck it. Why don't we just turn on crew fill and do some runs of Marathon and just enjoy it. Question, how expensive do you think making Rizu a PNG tuber sprite would be? Not as bad as you think, but I don't know if she's gonna want to talk much on stream. She and I are kind of under the impression that if she plays the game with me, she's going to be a mute. Because she's, she already feels iffy about ever speaking in VC with people that we, already know pretty well. Total strangers might be a bit much. Yeah, probably not for Rizu. And that's okay. She can just play and be quiet. Because she and I, honestly, don't need to communicate all that much on most games that we play. We just kind of have a rhythm with each other. I hope you at least adapt my normal mute tools for communication in Marathon. You probably won't. What's gonna happen is she's gonna give her nonverbal cues and signals, and I'm going to interpret them. And we're gonna play that way. It'll be as if the two of you don't have mics. You might use the in-game chat though, I don't know. We've never done this before, so I have no idea how it's actually gonna turn out. And you know what? That's okay. We're just gonna play it by ear and just enjoy the experience, because that's something we should have been doing this whole fucking time. We should have been doing that this whole time. I'm slightly sorry for those crew fills. I could just not have my mic on, and then we'll get other crew fills that aren't gonna have their mics on. Like, there's Immortal, I think you're overestimating the amount of people that actually want to communicate when they crew fill in Marathon. Most people just kind of fuck off and do their own thing, honestly. Or they just kind of like communicate the bare minimum, or they just don't even use their mics at all. I crew fill Cryo a lot. Cryo's different. I like to think Cryo's kind of different. Then again, everything I know about Cryo is hearsay, because I have yet to, or everything I know about crew fill is hearsay, because I've actually still never crew filled a match. I always either go solo or Rooks, or I call on people I know, which has been growing a little bit difficult because lately, been harder and harder to get people to play with me. Yeah. But that's kind of no longer a problem as much. It's not really as much of a problem. Anyway, yes, that's kind of what I'm saying, is that, like, we're thinking of lifting slowly lifting the restrictions we've been putting on ourselves for stream, and just kind of doing whatever we want because we enjoy it. Because if there's anything I know about successful and growing VTubers, is that they kind of just bring everything into streaming, like all their hobbies, as many of their social connections as they can. They kind of like, you can have a private life as a VTuber, and it's definitely a lot easier when you're like well established and in a place of growth you like. But when you're trying to gain more of a presence, when you're trying to grow, like, there's no reason not to just like bring streaming into everything, basically. And for too long, we've been taking it way too seriously, and we just want to try and learn how to do it more casually. That might mean we should really collab with Lou sometime. Because if there's anyone that I look up to for her ability to just be completely and totally lackadaisy about streaming, it's Luton. It'd be so cool. Yeah. It just might be hard. It might be hard to find, like, a game that we both enjoy. You can maybe treat this more seriously the day your salary is by an agency. Exactly. That's actually exactly what I was thinking. I was like, why am I treating this like I'm a corporate VTuber? Why am I treating this like I'm earning a salary and I have a company to impress? Like, Nah. I'm just doing this because I want to. I'm just doing this because I enjoy it. So, why am I taking it so seriously? And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do a just chatting stream. honestly, and why it appears to have worked out really well. Enjoy the passions that drive you. Exactly. That's actually... I still haven't thrown out the idea of, like, doing my writing stuff. It's just... I think this will help me. I think this will help me a bit. Because, I mean, the whole reason, like, one of the main reasons I wanted to be a VTuber was so that I could give myself a platform, share my writing, and... You know, I'm not in any hurry. I'm not in, like, a rush to do that as soon as possible. That can happen anytime. That can happen whenever I'm ready. And I think maybe taking some of the pressure off of myself with streaming and making it less exhausting, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem, guys, is that right now, I wear myself out so hard by streaming because I put so much, like, grit and seriousness and... Because I take it so seriously that I just wear myself out like crazy. All of us do it. Every member of the council. Except Lizzie. She's actually pretty good about that.
Rawr.
Rawr. But... it's something, I think it'll start to fall into place a little bit more once streaming isn't quite as exhausting. And so, trying to stream a little bit more casually is our approach doing that. So, say again, there are no guarantees. I'm not really sure. I can't promise anything because I am only one of 8 people inside this brain. But I'm really excited to possibly stream Rabbit and Steel for you guys tomorrow, to just show you a game that I really like, and to just play a game that I really enjoy with people that I like playing it with, just cuz. And that is what I'm going to say about that. I'll announce it. I'll try to announce it ahead of time once I have, like, a solid answer. But you guys kind of already have an idea that something could or could not happen on Thursday. And that's something we're going to kind of do a while until we get comfortable with this. It's kind of like have guaranteed days and maybe days for streams. So, I'm kind of running out of steam here. Does anybody have anything they want to ask about? Relates to the con. I'd like to debrief about the con a little bit more because I feel like might be some shit I'm forgetting. You guys want to see my cosplay? I haven't been to a con in 7 years and I have no idea what to ask. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my god. Oh my god, the excitement. Okay. Well, I did take some pictures, where I had my face covered. So, no face reveal or anything. But, I took a few pictures of me in my Portico cosplay. They're, honestly, they're kind of unflattering, to be honest. I'm not a fan of how I look in the pictures because, I don't know. My silhouette does not look terribly accurate to me. So go easy on me. I'm only gonna post them in the server. I'm not gonna post them, like, on social media or anything. Did you forget who introduced you to the side picnic? That is true, but like I don't know, you never seem to be quite as passionate about Other Side Picnic as I am. All right, I'm trying to remind myself which pictures. Oh god. Oh god. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to show you guys the thing. I don't want to do it. I don't even know where to put it. Oh right, there's a fucking photo booth. Okay. Most of my passion for media is in being reduced to tears. That's fair. That's fair. I like to get hyped and yap about things. Someone encourage me. You don't gotta do it if you don't want to. I mean, I don't know. I just don't want you guys to get the wrong idea of me, you know. Because this will be like the first time some of you guys have seen me in person. I asked to see this over a year ago. Yes. And my body dysmorphia was even worse back then. Since then, I've lost about 30 pounds, which I already wasn't fat. And I was already like decent in my figure. But I really didn't want, I really didn't have the body that I wanted at the time. I didn't like how I looked in the cosplay. And I have no idea if that's good or horrifically bad because I don't know your BMI. Dude, fuck BMI. Fuck BMI. I know BMI is like the only scale we have to like determine like anything related to weight, but like it's outdated as fuck. Let me. You know what? No, me losing 30 pounds is actually very good. That's progress. It glosses over the body fat to muscle ratio. Yes, exactly. Like that. It's really important. Like somebody. But there isn't much else the average person can see. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the part that makes me begrudge it. Blech. Oh god, this website calculating my BMI has fucking GLP-1 ads. Only doctors can give an accurate diagnosis of obesity and being overweight, and usually they don't fucking bother. Usually they just... Yep, anyway. Well, my BMI is 26.5. So, in terms of BMI, I'm actually kind of coming close to not being overweight. So I'm like slightly overweight now in terms of what BMI says. Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, it's just that honestly, what bothers me about my pictures is that I kind of look exactly like I did last year. And I'm like, no! And I'm like, no, I worked so hard. I made so much progress. Let me have this. Yeah, I don't, but I kind of, yeah, okay. If you're in the Discord, you're gonna see him. He looks so much better. Honestly, None of you guys commented on that. I'm a little sad about that. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's obvious that my clothes are very baggy, so I guess I have that going for me. Sorry, I wasn't there last year, so I can't say. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's not actually a big deal. I would have said something about it if it was a big deal. I just thought, since I've been working so hard on losing weight, a compliment would have been nice. Okay. I need... I'm just going to delete the other photos that I don't want to use. Do I want to keep this one? I don't think I messed with this one, so I wasn't planning on keeping it. You usually don't respond to love bombing, so I didn't want to overdo it. You didn't have to love bomb me. An earnest compliment is fine. Oh, there is so much sediment in the sea. Holy crap. Your figure is noticeably thinner. Thank you. Well, I wanted to. That's weird. Yeah, I definitely don't respond well to like being showered in attention and praise. I kind of feel weird about that. Anyway, my finger is resting over the send button. To kind of explain, Moofy and I, because Moofy went with me, amongst others, Moofy and I kind of had worked out a plan where basically, like, I could take pictures that I could post, like, a little bit more publicly, so, like, to the Valkyrie server, but I would wear this cool LED mask. I would wear this cool LED mask that Moofy had gotten earlier. Just as a way to not reveal my face right away. Okay, I'm stalling. I'm not gonna bring him up on stream. I'm not gonna bring him up on stream. I'm not gonna show him off here in OBS. If you want to see him, you can come in your... You look way thinner than I thought you would, given your worries. Yeah, fair. I'm just really insecure about my weight and my figure because I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's unfortunately I wore the cosplay in kind of an unflattering manner for my figure, so I look a little bit more stocky than I am, which made me feel bleh about that. Oh, my ad manager crashed. You're a lot thinner than I am. Really? That's wild. Mainly going off the legs. Fair. I guess legs are a good indicator. Because my thighs used to be rather thick, but they are no longer. Even though I'm kind of pear-shaped, although I've been told I'm hourglass-shaped. I'm pretty tall. I was, for a while I was 5'11", but E actually took off like an inch off of me, so I'm 5'10" now, I think. 5'3". Dang. You are almost, I think it might be like the third shortest person I know, or second. Yeah, you're the second shortest person I know. Yes, movie is not the smallest. Is Rizu smaller than me? No. Rizu is like slightly shorter than I am. Anyway, I'm also kind of stocked for my work. That's true. I don't get enough exercise. So really, all I do is I mostly do cardio or something. Reason I are similar heights. I think she's like 5'9". She's like 5'9" or 5'8". So no, actually. I think. I don't remember how tall you were, Miku. Still diabetic despite it all. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I simply cannot imagine. I'm 5'8". Oh. Okay, fair. I don't know if for some reason I thought you were taller than me. That's... Huh. I guess when I think about the lamppost thing that happened... Yeah, that's right. The lamppost thing does kind of prove that I'm taller than you, doesn't it? I mean, I'm 6 foot... What? Movie? What? Why are you 6 foot? When did you extend your legs and torso? 6 inches. So small. You're a little action figure. I'm gonna put you on my model shelf. I actually need one of those. I need like a really nice bookcase so I can display all my books and also start collecting figures. That's something I really want and I really care about. But that means going out and getting one. In exchange, however, I'm at perfect hugging height with my wife. That is all that matters, isn't it? That is the most important thing. You could order IKEA bookshelves. I could. I've never put together IKEA furniture, so I don't know how much of a pain in the ass. Fairly cheap and easy to assemble. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably better given that I don't really have reliable transportation. Still. I don't know what's going on with my ad manager, but it's dead now. IKEA stuff is stupid easy to put together. Find it pretty bad though. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little. Oh man. That one reset my body. And for grabbing a bunch of 2x4s and just nailing shit together. No thanks. I definitely can't do that.
Good job!
Bless. Thank you. Also, yes, hi Rizu. Rizu's been popping in here and then. He's just been very quiet. She's playing Diablo. Wait, why? Like, why not build my own furniture? Why not? Why don't I build my own furniture from scratch? Is that what you're asking? Most people I know just don't do it because it's a tad aesthetically ugly. I simply cannot imagine building a effective and useful piece of furniture from scratch by myself. I simply don't think I can do it. There are tutorials. Well, where's the bandwidth for me to do that, huh, Immortal? Where's the few hours that I would need to get the materials, learn how to do it, work through the tutorials, and actually commence the making of the thing? Like, where am I gonna find the time and energy to do that, huh, Immortal? I'm still disabled. I'm still very busy. I've also slept in the same bed frame I made myself with my grandfather in middle school. That's awesome. That's actually really cool. And I have nothing against you doing this, and I actually admire it quite a lot. Like being able to make your own furniture, but I just I don't see it as something that I can do. I don't see it as something that I could really do unless several things drastically change in my life. Least of all being VTubing, being able to pay my bills. Which, I mean, even then, I might just stream fucking 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's not physically demanding. It's just it isn't just about physical demand, Immortal. It isn't just physical demand. Otherwise, it would probably be pretty easy, because I can actually handle physical activity just fine. I'm not the most fit. I'm not the strongest. I can be a little bit soft and noodly, but I can push myself physically if I need to. But it's about how much mental bandwidth it takes, and that's different. We need to overthrow this economic system and the demands it puts on people soon. Fucking yes. Yes, we do. Because that is a gigantic contributor to the issues that I'm dealing with. But you know, not much to be done about it, and I don't know if I'll be able to be one of the people who even does that. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about this. I genuinely have trouble comprehending not having my amount of mental energy and willpower to do things out of spite. I guess you could look at it this way. The reason I don't have enough mental energy and willpower to just kind of do shit is because I am already spending so much mental energy brushing my teeth, or tidying up the office, doing my job, streaming, going to the post office. Took all of the mental energy I had for the day, because yes, my nervous system is constantly on fire. It is firing on all pistons. It is in full intensity mode all the time, which means everything, even the slightest thing, takes so much more energy. It is so much more exhausting. Once again, a reminder, my stress response is to start cleaning everything. My stress response is dissociation. And fighting to not fall into dissociative fugue every single day is part of the mental load that is so exhausting. Because the only way for me to adapt and survive with the life that I lived was to dissociate and effectively just not be there mentally until it was over. And that takes a lot out of you. Thank you for the hydration check. I think I actually need it. I ran out of tea a minute ago. I'm not fixing my posture, though. I'm perched, and I wish to stay that way. But yeah, it's hard to make things when your body is constantly trying to survive for whatever reason. Yeah. It's, you know, different people are capable of different things because their bodies and minds and nervous systems are acting in different ways and they're running at different capacities. It's kind of like I never have any RAM because my brain is running so many background processes that I don't have any left to do fucking anything. One last one before I call it a night. Have a great night, Jesse. I'm glad you were able to make it. Sorry, things got kind of dour at the end here. That's what angels are for. Yeah. Every Archon needs their team of angels. It annoys me how society rewards being broken in only very specific ways. It's true. It's true. And it takes people like me and it tries to just starve them out. It tries to just stomp them out of existence. Because I'm seen as lazy or worthless. It's believed that if I don't put in enough effort, I don't deserve to live. That's kind of a reality I face, being a disabled person. And being very worried about anything that could even remotely lead to me risking or losing my job. Like this stupid fucking meeting I have on Friday that gives me a panic attack whenever I think about it. God. So frustrating. Logically, I know... I mean, I want to say, logically, I know nothing is wrong. Everything is gonna be fine. They're not looking for something. They're not spying on me because they think I'm not doing my job. They just want to check in, I guess. Or I would assume they're looking for reasons to cut people. I don't need to hear that right now. But this is also, I mean, a team where people regularly do one-on-ones. And somebody did recently get promoted out of one of the senior roles. So they could just be kind of reviewing everybody to see who might be worth promoting to be a senior specialist. Fucking insane. And then trying to at all ease the lives of those disabled is seen as a waste of resources. True. Fair reminder, my main experience with corporate life was Japanese idols. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe there's a couple No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I could think of, well, I'll just say there are some pretty drastic differences I would like to think between American and Japanese corporations. There's definitely a lot of common threads, and I think their foundations are very similar, but I think they're also very different, so who knows. I did a lot of reading online because I was like really worried about this, and it was kind of like, I don't know. Everything that people were saying about it sounds like it could be anything, and it could be super innocuous, or it could be that you're being scouted for a promotion, or it could be anything, really. But I don't know. I guess I guess when I really think about it, I don't think planning. I don't think they're looking for an excuse to put me on a PIP or something, because if they were, they probably would have scheduled some meeting like same day or next day even. But this is like at the end of the week. I don't know. I think it's not that bad. It's the anxiety of anticipation. It abso-fucking-lutely is, and it's so, it's so bad, because I've had so many meetings now where I've just panicked about it, and I've worried about it, and I've freaked out, and I've done everything I can to keep myself from freaking out, but still not really succeeding. And then it turns out to be a complete nothing burger. It turns out to be a one-on-one. It turns out to be a one-on-one that says, hey, you're doing great. Here are your metrics. Thumbs up. Continue on your day. Like, it's usually just nothing. And, like, I don't know. I'm already getting ADA accommodations. I already know I'm disabled and I work a little bit differently than everybody else. It just kind of, the more I think about it, it just kind of doesn't make sense if they're singling me out, trying to cut me. That's like what my anxiety tells me. It's what my fucking PTSD tells me. But when you put it in perspective, it doesn't really make sense. Yo, if you're being scouted for a senior specialist, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't get my hopes up too high. I kind of feel like there are other people who are much better suited for the job, and also people who have more seniority than I have. But I don't know. From my experience with my work, firing is often done quickly and at the beginning of a shift. Yeah. Yeah. It just kind of doesn't track with like corporate MO either. They don't wait till the end of the week because that's more money they're wasting on you. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know. If they were like, they always waited until someone had clocked out to inform someone was fired. And in this world that I'm used to, you would just get invited to a meeting with 15 minutes warning that happened to have HR there. And then they're like, okay, so here's your severance. Bye. I'm talking from my experience. Yeah. Exception, of course, being if an idol was fired. Imagine getting the notification the night before. Oh, God. Getting the notification the night before and knowing exactly what it is, fuck that. That's one of those things. That's one of those things that makes me wish I could dissociate as hard as I used to. Because, like, there are some brutal, ugly, difficult emotions that you can get stuck with. They just can't do anything about for a while. And and you know, for people like me, you usually have like dissociative mechanisms that can just kind of like turn off your feelings so that you don't have to deal with it as much. Except, well, when you go through years of therapy and medication and work on dissociating less and less so you can actually experience life, some drawbacks. So, oof. It's a bit of an oofski. Anyway, let me see. Oh, wow. Caro and Lou are both live. I think I want to raid out, to be honest. It's, I know it's not been quite 3 hours, but I want to end a little bit early, save my strength, and also maybe have a little bit of time for a couple rounds of marathon. I think we're gonna raid Lou, because it's been a while, and I want to talk to Lou about maybe doing, like, a collab sometime. So, marathon? Maybe. I don't know yet. I might already have a squad immortal, I'm not sure. But I will let you know if I have a slot open. In any case, I am going to see you guys over at Lou's channel. We are going to have a nice time and hang out. And please, everyone, be well. You sup. What? More info. What do you want? What's the info? Wall safes can now give blue keys in map that are really? Fragile keys? They're still using those? I really thought they were like fully committing to oh, I guess like they're not templates, they're keys. Interesting. Well, I already kind of have a surplus of keys that I need to use and or lose. That's kind of been my goal with this like final week of marathon is I wanna lose all my gear, and I want to lose all my gear. I want to spend all my money, and I want to use all my keys and shit. Just like really clean out my vault, because I've got 400k in credits. I've got 360k in vault value. I have 34 purple shields and a bunch of kits just waiting to be burned. So that's something I gotta do while I still have time, because that's actually one reason we're kind of debating on just streaming marathon tomorrow instead of Rabbit and Steel, because we're like, Dad, we're running out of time. I gotta lose all our shit. Cryo ranked. I actually really want to try cryo ranked for other. Anyway, we can yap in different places. I will see you guys later. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Not sure yet, but please be well. Yourself and others. Until I see you next. And I eagerly wait you all in the next one. Have a great night now. Ciao, ciao.